finger here, I can show you the caliper moving to the right. And you lock the slide onto the stage in place this way, okay? And these are still called microscope clips because in older versions of the microscope, they were actually just clips, okay? Now, another structure right above the lamp is called the condenser, okay? And the condenser will concentrate the light from the lamp to the specimen, okay? And you can increase and decrease the light using this little lever right here. And this is called the iris diaphragm lever. And much like in a camera, you can increase or decrease the amount of light that's passing through. So if we turn it back on again, and we'll turn the light on here, if we turn it to the right, you can tell the light has dimmed. We decreased the iris diaphragm by moving it to the left here. And if we move it to the other side, you can see that the light intensity increases to the specimen. I say right because I'd be standing behind the microscope and that would be the right, okay? And this would be to the left, okay? Now, these microscopes are kind of neat because if you notice, there are two knobs here underneath the stage. And the bottom of them, if we look at what happens to the slide clips, it will move the slide to the right and left, okay? That's the bottom stage adjustment knob. The upper stage knob, you can see what happens here is that if we turn it, the stage moves front and back. So in this way, we can adjust the slide by using these mechanical stage knobs. Okay, again, the bottom one moves right and left. The top one moves front and back. Okay. Now, above the stage, you see the revolving nose piece. Okay, and we can see the revolving nose piece because they're on ball bearings, and allows you to select which of these lenses you want to use. And if you notice, this particular microscope has 4 lenses. And these lenses here that are close to the specimen are called the objective lenses. Okay, and I'm going to move them so you could see them. Okay, there's a red one here. There's a yellow one here. There's a blue one here. And there's a white one here. One thing you notice that as each one gets longer and longer, okay, that's because each one has a different power. Okay, power is the measure of magnification of a lens. Okay, so this red one is called the scanning objective, and if you see it, you can see it magnifies 5 times. Let's go to the yellow one here. Okay, the yellow one is the low magnification objective. Okay, and it magnifies 10 times. Okay, the blue one is the high power magnification. Okay, and this will magnify 40 times. Okay, and the last one is a very special objective. Okay, it's called the oil immersion lens, and this will magnify it 100 times. Okay, and it's called the oil immersion lens because you need a drop of specialized mineral oil that will form a seal between the specimen and the objective lens. And what this does, it decreases the amount of light bending, and it creates a sharper image, and then you get a higher resolution. Okay, and so you can only use this one only with oil. If you don't use oil, it'll be blurry. Okay, now if this microscope was put back properly, you would have the red scanning objective in place, straight down. And that's where you would begin, and that's where you would end all your uses of the microscope. Okay? And you can tell that they lock in place. I don't know if you can hear it, but they click in place. Okay? 2 other parts of the microscope I wanted to focus on here are these 2 knobs. Okay? Here's a small knob here and a larger knob here. Okay? The larger knob is called the coarse adjustment knob. And what this will do, will move the stage up and down in large increments. So look at the stage while I turn it, okay? If I turn it, you can see the stage move up and down, but my hand's not shaking too much, okay? And it's used for general focusing, okay? Now the smaller knob in the center here is the fine adjustment knob. And this is use this for focusing the image sharper in detail, okay? This to get into more fine resolution, okay? So you always go from coarse to fine. And there are special rules for using these, which we'll cover a little bit later. Now, if you remember, I told you that in the eyepieces called the ocular, there's a lens here, okay? These lenses magnify 10 times. So we actually have a 2-lens system. And this is why these microscopes are called a compound microscope, because they use 2 lenses, okay? You're gonna use one objective lens at a time, and of course you're gonna use the ocular lens, okay? And you can determine the total magnification by multiplying the power of the objective lens times 10, okay? Because the ocular lens magnifies 10 times. So right now we have the red scanning objective in place. And so this magnifies 5 times. If we're using this in combination with the ocular lens, that'll be 5 times 10, and the total magnification will be 50 times of the object that we're looking at. Okay, I think that's good enough to give you the rough idea of the parts of the microscope. Okay.